Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of United Talks podcast. And this is United Talks Live, where we break down every news, like giving you new news that you can use. And today, we basically have a packed show. I'm trying to clear my throat. We basically have a packed show, with Amorim confirming, fears of Benjamin Sesko's injury, now kind of like the fallout from the press conference. You also have situations where basically Casemiro's replacement is being lined up, Eredivisie midfielder in talks, and the question is, could it be Amorim's next smart signing? Then we have Amorim plots Onana-style AFCON workaround, basically kind of like a fallout from the presser. And then you also have to think about like all the other things, including basically the Matthijs de Ligt situation, like how he has transformed Manchester United. There is also the Luke Shaw new hybrid role, basically a fallout from the press conference, which we're going to analyze. We've done that. You can go watch the video after this live. Man United and Liverpool in race for a striker in the Premier League proven striker. There's also the truth on Amorim's stance towards 32 million a year superstar, and then why Joao Gomes would be a huge INEOS win. We'll talk about that as well, analyze the articles that have that are making the rounds. We're also going to talk about United's renewed interest in Ruben Neves. We'll break all of this down and we'll analyze it as we go. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. If you have not already, please do like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything as it relates to Manchester United, all things Manchester United. It's been a beautiful busy day today, just running through like a whole lot of like news and everything in between. Like, it's been crazy, especially with Amorim's press conference and all of that. So please just join the community, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything as relates to Manchester United. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, like the video, hit the notification bell, smash the like button so that we can get this video out there, have these conversations, build a whole new community together. But yeah, it is what it is. So this was posted on Yahoo Sport. We're going to start pretty quickly, almost immediately. This is a very packed live show, but also going to be a quick one before people turn in for the day. Basically, it's been a super interesting day. We've had issues with regards to injuries and stuff, but this was posted at Yahoo Sport, but definitely a story by the Goal, like goal.com. And yeah, it says this is kind of like a quote from Ruben Amorim's press conference. Says we have to be careful. Ruben Amorim confirms Man United fans worst fears over Benjamin Sesko, and I'm like, this is really overblown. The amazing thing about that press conference, the annoying thing about the press conference was the fact that now, we react to these things like pretty quickly and pretty fast, and we try to give a kind of like a structured quality analysis with regards to how we feel about things like these. So Amorim was asked a question about the update on Benjamin Sesko's injury, and then he comes out to say, "Oh yeah, we have to be careful with him." And I'll read out the article from goal.com, but he comes out and he says, "Oh, we have to be careful with him. He's feeling better, but I don't know when he's gonna come back, and he's gonna be out for a couple of weeks." That answers the question. And then you have Simon Stone coming back to say, could you please tell us when exactly? Like, he just said, I don't know. And he just literally said, I don't, he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. And you ask, could you tell us when? Because I think he realized halfway through, or just about as he was about to begin his sentence, that Amorim had already answered the question. But then he had to kind of like try as much as possible to rephrase the question. He says, could you give us a timeline of when he's going to come back, and with the AFCON coming around, with the AFCON players and all of that. So Amorim says the timeline kind of overlaps, right? So basically the narrative carried out in the media is that Ruben Amorim, that Benjamin Sesko is misfiring. For someone who's just coming in, 22-year-old, coming in to learn the league and learn from beginning from the scratch. But it is claimed that he's misfiring. Goal is saying his early impact was hampered when he sustained a knee injury. The opening statement was basically that the Slovenian striker from RB Leipzig in August opting for Old Trafford over other interested clubs like Newcastle. The 22-year-old is seen as part of the future project under manager Ruben Amorim, possessing a rare combination of pace and physical dominance, but has scored only twice in 12 appearances. Yeah, obviously, it's a new league. He scored 2 goals. If it were to be other strikers, like nobody's talking about Isak, who scored only 1 goal since he joined Liverpool after playing almost 14 games. So you think about it and you like, the comparison is pretty stuck. Yeah, no problem, no worries. Like even Votamada, who is the backup of the backup of the backup of the options. I mean, it was going to be Hugo Ekitike, and it was also going to be Gyökeres or Sesko, and then it was also going to be and then as Hugo Ekitike went, Ekitike went to Liverpool, and then Isak left to Liverpool. Then Sesko went to Man United. Then they got Votamada, and Votamada has delivered, and he's delivered also for club and country. So no big issues. But obviously, Benjamin Sesko's early impact at Man United was hampered when he sustained a knee injury during his 2-2 draw with Spurs earlier in the month, and Sesko came on as a second half substitute, but was forced off permanently, prematurely. Obviously, forcing us to 10 men to a man down, following a hefty challenge from Mickey van der Ven. It looked like it was very light, but I think it was hefty because I think his knee was tweaked a little bit. Leaving United with 10 men as they had used all their substitutes, initial fears of a serious long-term injury such as an ACL tear were allayed by scans, but the injury ruled him out for several weeks. Amorim confirmed Sesko will be sidelined for a few weeks, but expected him to return around the same time other forwards leave for Africa Cup of Nations. This is what Amorim had to say. He says, I don't want to say for sure. So that's pretty much what he said. I don't want to say for sure. He's going to be out for a few weeks. The United boss also said that not that serious, as we have to be careful. He's feeling better, and whether Sesko will be back before Mbumo heads off to the AFCON, he added, it's going to be more or less the same time. I don't want to say for sure, but when they are going to the camp, I expect to have Ben back. And Amorim also provided an update on Harry Maguire and Kobe Menu, saying that Maguire is not ready. Kobe Menu didn't train today, but I think we could see Kobe tomorrow, so we'll see. There's an opportunity for other players like the under-21s. That's what Ruben Amorim said, and he says we will see it is not ideal, but they are also important for our team. So basically, it was pretty interesting to actually see that Ruben Amorim kind of give very honest and straightforward answers and to questions around, like, Benjamin Sesko and all of those things. But the fears have been allayed, basically because it's only a couple of weeks and he's going to be back, according to The Athletic, in 4 weeks or 5 weeks. So they're about second week of December. But the guys who leave for the AFCON leave 2 weeks before, so like first week of December. So 7th, 8th of December, because the first game of the AFCON is 21st. So pretty much before the Wolves game and all of that. So it'll be very crucial for us to kind of have these players for maybe a few more days for the Wolves game before they leave. And I released a short video when I said something that we need to get to a point where so we need to have these conversations with the FA like we did with Onana. We'll come to that pretty much later down the line. But yeah, these are the things. Yeah, it is what it is. So we'll talk basically about what is circulating in the media, especially with what Go had to do, because obviously you could tell that there was nothing more for them to report, so they have to come up with something like this. So while Amorim remains desperate for his star striker to return, the club have been told that they should not ignore any stupid transfer offers from the Saudi Pro League for Bruno Fernandes. Interest from the part of the world was shown in the Portuguese midfielder over the summer, but the Portuguese decided to stay at the club. So former United defender Wes Brown said he's getting to the age where he still wants to be part of it, but you can't just dismiss everything because that's how the world works. I don't think anyone would take it too personally if that did happen. He's done everything he can try to help and to help the team. At some point it will come to the crunch of if someone comes in, probably talking Saudi with that money. If that happens again, whenever, you can't blame whatever, you can't blame Bruno. You have to accept that he did right by what he needed to do and move on again. So basically the analysis of that is what Brown is saying, yeah, obviously, and you see the way they put it, could Man United cash in on Bruno? It's just kind of like to put a question and make you read it. But as Brown was saying, obviously he's done his best to ensure that Man United get to the point where they need to get to, and Man United get to the point where they need to achieve what they need to achieve, especially with Bruno trying to drag the team from top to bottom and all of that. So it's like, if the opportunity comes for Bruno to be sold, I mean, Bruno should take it, and we are not going to blame Bruno for doing it. It's not like, oh, the club should take it. He said Bruno should take it because, you know, Mes Brown works for Man United, so he's not gonna come out and say stuff that doesn't make sense. So it is what it is. I'm not saying that, oh, I don't want Bruno to go. If Bruno goes, we're gonna, you know, hail him for the era that we were on, where he was like the best player all through, despite multiple players coming in and going. He came and met Mata in this club. Came and met he came and met Paul Pogba, played with Paul Pogba, played with Ronaldo, played with Mata, played with Matic, played with multiple players, and he still shone. Did he play with Matic? No, I don't think he played with Matic. Now, he played with multiple players and still shone, still came up with the goods, played with Rashford, played with Greenwood, played with like loads of players. So it is what it is. So what Wes Brown is actually saying is that we're not going to blame Bruno for taking the opportunity to actually move to Saudi. So it is what it is. Now, with regards to the Monday showdown with Everton, which we'll just quickly touch on, I've already done a match preview for the game. I've analyzed everything. Probably going to do a short video for that, but I've analyzed everything, broken it down to my predicted lineup and everything in between. But then, you know, Man United could extend their 5-game unbeaten run when they host Everton on Monday after a patchy start to the season. So they always reference to the patchy start to the season instead of holding firmly to the 5-game unbeaten run, and things are turning around for Man United. Now they said, oh, the Red Devils have found form under Man United have found form under who? And sit 7th in the Premier League, just a few points off Champions League places in an informed forward, Brian Mbeumo, has 4 goals in his last 4 league games, and he'll be crucial in United's attack. Everton are winless away from home since August, and United are strong favourites to secure the vital home victory. Excuse me. Now the fact is, Everton are winless away from home. Man United have a 4-game winning run at home. Take it, make of it what you will, and the fact is, Man United we should try and as much as possible finish off the game and build momentum from there and make it a 6-game unbeaten streak, right? So it is what it is. Might just make of it what we will. So that's pretty much all on Sesko and all of that, where basically pretty much same thing. This is another one that basically just came, is with regards to the Casemiro one. You just wanted to look at what the news is saying. So Man United have found a new replacement for Casemiro. That is the question. We'll talk about that. So there's a whole lot where so Man United are plotting a 2026 summer move for Casemiro's replacement. That's the news we have. as January transfer is unlikely for the talented midfielder, Man United could make a blockbuster move. This, according to United in Focus, posted by Adnan Riaz, could make a blockbuster move for potential Casemiro alternative in 2026 summer transfer window instead of January, according to stunning reports. I don't know how the reports became stunning, but Casemiro is key to Man United's first team. Is a key Man United first team player for Ruben Amorim, and the former Real Madrid star has continued to play a largely influential role at Man United. The 33-year-old Brazilian international has been United manager Ruben Amorim's main choice for the two midfield pivot alongside Red Devils skipper Bruno Fernandes. Casemiro has seen a turnaround in form under former Sporting CP, basically. The Los Blancos ace has started 9 of 10 Premier League fixtures in the 25-26 Premier League season, only finished 190-minute encounter so far, which is a fact. Now, this is news we've been bringing to you like for the past couple of weeks and days. Basically, in the last week, every day we go is just basically the same thing. So Man United identified Nottingham Forest star Elliot Anderson as a midfield replacement for Casemiro. This news was posted today, exactly today, and this is United in Focus, and they say Casemiro's impact at the end of 25-26 campaign. Casemiro's contract is out at the end of 25-26 campaign, and the Manchester United star is unlikely to receive a new deal. That's pretty much what they're saying, that he is unlikely to receive a new deal from the Premier League club and everything in between. So then you have to talk about the former Real Madrid player is also free to speak to clubs outside England in January and could sign a pre-contract agreement ahead of his Old Trafford exit. And then there's also the fact that according to the Times, United are monitoring the progress of Nottingham Forest midfielder Elliot Anderson and could plot a stunning summer transfer in 2026. Also, Elliot Anderson has been linked with United in recent weeks, and the 3-year-old Nottingham Forest star has been identified as a potential replacement for Casemiro. However, the newspaper reports that the Red Devils would be unlikely to sign Anderson in January, and Forest would not entertain any offer for him either. And Anderson is under contract with Nottingham Forest until 2029, and the England international has continued to attract interest from clubs in the Premier League. So yeah, so pretty much straightforward with regards to that. And they're saying that, obviously we all know, we talked about it on this channel, that Anderson is being quoted by Marinakis as £100 million player, and that is pretty interesting to see. £100 million for a player who basically hasn't basically has 2 years under his belt for Premier League experience and stuff. I mean, it's all on us to actually see and let for ourselves. Not saying that he's not good enough. He has done really well for himself, especially coming through the ranks at Newcastle and then eventually getting a move to Nottingham Forest and still performing and playing in the Europa League, as the case may be. And I've watched him a couple of times, and I think he's a really good player. Like, no doubt he is a good player. We're not going to take that for granted, but it is what it is. We have to just kind of make of it what we will and build momentum from there. The next one we have is the Eredivisie star in talks, and could he be Amorim's smart signing? So Manchester United are in talks to land this midfielder. Good option for Ruben Amorim. That's the question there. In a recent report, journalist Mark Bruce stated that Manchester United are in talks with to land AZ Alkmaar's midfielder Keys Smith. We talked about this last week, I believe. Keys Smith, and it is believed that the Red Devils would face competition, like pretty much strong competition for his signature as it stands, and then obviously there's a chance that we'll face competitions from Liverpool, Chelsea, Newcastle, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Bayern Munich in a race to land the Dutch talent next year. Yeah, Smith has been in impressive form in Dutch football. Basically, he has enjoyed a good run of form at the Dutch club that is basically at AZ Alkmaar, right? at AZ Alkmaar. He's had a run of impressive displays for them in the middle of the park, and the Dutch midfielder has participated in 19 matches for AZ Alkmaar this season, scoring a remarkable 2 goals and earning 4 assists in all competitions. So 19 games and 6 goal contributions. Not too bad for a 19-year-old. He has proven his worth at the center of the park and deserves credit for making 13 tackles and 10 blocks, 6 interceptions and 6 clearances in the Dutch Eredivisie. He has even been accurate when distributing possession from midfield based on his pass success rate at 86.6% in the Dutch top tier, and that's according to stats via FBref. Now, his current contract at the Dutch club will run out in the summer of 2028. Hence, Man United would have to make a convincing offer if they are serious about recruiting Smith next year. The question is now, this is basically part of the opinion piece: is Smith a good enough option for Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim? That's a good question. Now, Smith is a solid tackler. This is according to this guy. Smith is a solid tackler on the ball, off the ball, and can read the danger well to secure the ball back for the team inside his half. He usually puts his foot through the ball when required, and a tidy passer as well. I mean, we have one in our team. Kobe Menu, basically. Now, the Dutch talent can even chip in by scoring and creating his fair share of goals up top. Now, however, it remains to be seen whether he can maintain that good form in the Premier League if the Red Devils manage to bring him on board next year. We can expect Smith to bring more quality and depth to Man United's boss Amorim's midfield, but he is good enough to challenge for a regular first team spot at Old Trafford in the coming years. At 19, the future looks quite promising for Smith as long as he continues to improve with each season. Thus, he would be a good option for Man United to consider in the long run. And that's pretty much more of an opinion piece from the Fourth Official, their website, and this same guy has played against Crystal Palace, so he kind of understands what it means to face Premier League opposition. But the Premier League is a different beast, and Manchester United, I mean, the pressure that comes with Manchester United is a different beast on its own. So this news was posted by Abhinav Ghosh, which is kind of like, you know, the guy who who is this journalist? Mark Bruce. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I've never really watched Smith, but I know that AZ Alkmaar team, they do well in Europe and stuff, so might as well just basically make of it what we will, and push for it as well, as the case may be. Whatever the case, we will see, and whatever happens, we'll give you our update. Now, another news that has come is basically with a fallout from the pre-match press conference for Ruben Amorim ahead of the Everton game. Man United are plotting Man United plot Andrew Onana's success repeat as Ruben Amorim explains plan to bend AFCON rules. Manchester United are preparing to have talks with several nations in a bid to keep the top players like Bryan Mbeumo as long as possible before the AFCON exits. Before they head out to the AFCON. Manchester United want to try to delay the exits of Bryan Mbeumo, Amadou Diallo, and Nozaim Mazraoui, who will all be eventually have to head off to the Africa Cup of Nations. Mbeumo is a leading light for Cameroon, whilst Ahmad and Mazraoui represent Ivory Coast and Morocco respectively. But the major tournament's position is the global calendar. Positions in the global calendar means that they are unavailable for Premier League sides midway through the season, and everybody knew that this was going to happen. Even when we were going for Bryan Mbeumo, the plan was put in place and all that. But the current regulations state that United need to release their trial 2 weeks before the country's first games. As things stand, that would be in and around the time Man United travel to Wolves, whom they play at the Molineux on the 8th of December. So as like I said, maybe after the Wolves game they'll let them go, or maybe they'll leave a day before because they're supposed to be there on the 7th of November. But you look at it from the long-term perspective, one day is not going to be bad. After the Wolves game, they just travel straight to this thing, to the AFCON, hoping that they don't even get injured before the AFCON. Then you have to also think about the fact that obviously the AFCON starts on the 21st, so 2 weeks before is 7th, so they have to leave a day before. So maybe they'll talk to the federations to actually allow them to stay a day later and stuff. But Cameroon and Morocco play their opening games on the same day, December 24th. So pretty much gives them extra 3 days. Mazraoui's Morocco are the tournament hosts and play in the opening game against Comoros on the 21st, and the final is on January 18th. So Ruben Amorim admits that United are in a dialogue with players, national federations, as they attempt to try to delay their departures. Now, speaking in his pre-match press conference on Friday, which I've analyzed basically in another video, go watch it. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. Also smash the like button if you're watching this, so we can actually get our voices out there and get conversations going with regards to all things Manchester United. He says, this is what Ruben Amorim actually said. We have rules for when we have to release the players, but we are trying to have the players a bit longer. It's not just in our hands. We have to see, we will see, and we will try to arrange something with the federations. So pretty much straightforward with regards to letting the federations know that maybe they can allow the players go for at least 1 day later or something. Now, December has always been a hectic period for the Premier League. And isn't it interesting that we have the only Boxing Day game on the 26th, which is against Newcastle? Meanwhile, they scrap Boxing Day games. Pretty interesting, but we will see. I mean, you can only make of it what you will, right? But it is what it is. Anyway, moving on to other things. They're trying to remind us of the Onana situation. So it has always been, December has always been a very busy period for Premier League and for the Premier League sides. And should any of their players go deep into the tournament, it means that they could end up missing 8 Premier League games, which includes one with Aston Villa, Newcastle, and even an FA Cup round, third round tie. So it's pretty interesting. It'll be interesting to see where we head with that one. United have previously succeeded in getting their way when it comes to player exits. They managed to keep Andre Onana until the day before Cameroon's first game in the competition 2 years ago. That meant that their former number one ended up missing a single game, an FA Cup tie at Newport. So it just trying to find a balance. Amorim is in the midst of the best period of his tenure at Manchester United, and Bumo, their summer signing from Brentford, has been among the best player this term. Ahmad is also a regular, and the head coach would also be loathed to lose them. Amorim is hugely versatile. Mazraoui is hugely versatile across the defensive line, obviously playing as right centre back and also as a right wing back. United's ideal scenario would be to see them keep hold of their stars until at least after their game against Bournemouth on December 15th. That will make it one week to the tournament. We shall see, but it is what it is. We have to make of it what we will and build from there. Maybe if they go 1 week to the tournament, they miss the first game and then they played in the remaining crucial games, and it'll be very interesting. And many Man United fans are praying that these guys don't go far in the tournament so that they can come back to Man United, but it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, in as much as we want Cameroon to go far, considering their heartbreak at the World Cup, we also want other teams that we support at the AFCON to also go far. So let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section as we build towards that. The next one we have so far is Matthijs de Ligt, and this is Sky Sports doing an analysis on Matthijs de Ligt and how the defender became Manchester United stalwart under Ruben Amorim and Ruben Amorim's most trusted player. Matthijs de Ligt has played every single game, every single minute for Manchester United in the Premier League this season, the only player to do so. And this is according to William Bittybury of Sky Sports, posted today. Matthijs de Ligt has emerged as Ruben Amorim's most important player, or most important Manchester United player this season. He's been very consistent at the back, and I've released a video already like weeks ago talking about the consistency of Matthijs de Ligt and how important he is as a Man United player. And you can also go and watch that and let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section as we go. But then with Amorim a known tinkerman, not least during games, especially at centre back, de Ligt's ever presence is a testament of his growing influence at Old Trafford. Tinkerman, the fact is, Ruben Amorim has come out to say several times that we need to manage the load of players so that they don't get injured, and that's why we have less and less injuries this season. When De Ligt signed for Man United August 2024, Old Trafford had acquired a 24-year-old who had struggled to live up to his lofty billing in his early career. Now, this is a guy who has won leagues everywhere he's gone. He hasn't won the league yet at Man United, but he's won the league at Ajax. He's won the league, and it's Sky Sports, man. It's Sky Sports. He's won the league at Ajax. He's won the league at Juventus. He's won the league at Bayern. He hasn't just won the league at Man United yet. He just came last season. But yeah, having captained Ajax at 18, I mean, make of it what you will. Sky Sports are very interesting. Ajax at 18, De Ligt was tipped to become one of the game's finest defenders, and he's become the first defender to win the Golden Boy in 2028, Golden Boy trophy in 2028, trophy awarded to the best under 21 players. And I mean 2018, rather, I said 2028. Oh, my brain. Anyway, that was before his starting role at the Champions League, in the Champions League versus Ajax, as Ajax famously reached the semi-finals 2019, where his displays in the campaign propelled his worth. A move to Juventus came next for the defender with the world at his feet, and Bayern Munich. You see how they skipped the fact that he won the league at Juventus and won trophies there, and then Bayern Munich also followed. However, despite at Bayern Munich, he also won trophies and was playing first team football. And even the fans as well came out to say, you know what, we want to keep this guy. We want to keep him. We don't want to lose him. We want to keep our player. They signed a petition and all of that. Even the Eric Dyer that was brought in is no longer there. So you think about it and you'll be like, oh my, okay, let's quickly check where Eric Dyer is. You know, we don't want to just be talking too much. So Eric Dyer, I think Eric Dyer is yeah, let's check. Yep, Monaco. Yeah, you see the claim, they made the claim, oh, Eric Dyer has been the one that benched him and stuff. He's at Monaco right now. He's played 6 games, 1 goal, 0 assists, 0 yellow cards. Ligue 1. Think about it. That's the player that was brought in and said he's benching De Ligt, and then he's been sold, right? He went there and he was even benching Kim, and then Kim basically is back in the lineup. So yeah. Like they said, a move to Juventus will come next, and then Bayern Munich followed. However, despite the lengthy, a healthy trophy return in the period, the pace of his early development has slowed, and De Ligt had become an injury-prone disappointment. Nah, man. Sky Sports and their wording. But I mean, now it seems that as though De Ligt has been living through a personal renaissance. At 26, things have started to come. He's hitting his peak, man, for the Dutchman, and he's often used as the right centre back under Amorim's oft-discussed back three. These guys are super interesting. That's how I saw this news, and I was like, maybe we should just react to it live so we don't like basically make assumptions and stuff. But it is what it is. So on the opening day, colossal performance despite the defeat to Arsenal saw De Ligt take care of Victor Gyökeres in a showing that paved for things to come. In the league, his performances have sustained standing one of United's outstanding options at the back of among basically defenders at the club. De Ligt leads the way for aerial duels, 1 and interceptions. De Ligt also amongst United's best tacklers and passers, factoring in defenders at the club. They are performances that have been rewarded with recall into the Netherlands national team, which we like as well, by boss Ronald Koeman. If you look at his appearance, so they compared 24-25 De Ligt and 25-26 De Ligt. Tackles per game, 1.27 24-25 to 1.64 25-26. Interceptions, 1.4 to 1.18. 24-25 is better than 25-26 for interceptions. With ball recovery is 2.88 to 3.18. He just become a lot better. Long ball accuracy 34.02 to 51.35. That's a huge improvement. And then you also have aerial duels 1, not too far, 2.45 to 3.64. So I mean, he's done really well, and we've talked about him. We've analyzed everything with regards to Matthijs de Ligt. So just go watch that video, and then you just kind of get a sense of what I was trying to say with Matthijs de Ligt. Then next on our list is Luke Shaw, his hybrid role, Man United, and what Ruben Amorim came out. So it's kind of like a fallout from what Ruben Amorim had to say with regards to the press conference. Manchester United manager Ruben Amorim could unleash, this is what the news says, as Man United news, could unleash, so basically new Man United role for Luke Shaw, that's what they're saying, and all of that. New Man United role for Luke Shaw should see him and how it revives his World Cup hopes. That's what they're saying. Now, Man United manager Ruben Amorim could basically just give me one quick second. Just seeing something here that seems to be interrupting me. One sec. Okay, yeah, so Manchester United manager Ruben Amorim could unleash one of his star players in a new role in the coming weeks. Lisandro Martinez is expected to make his long-awaited return. This is basically referring to the press conference. Long-awaited from his ACL injury when Everton face United on Monday evening. I don't think he's going to play that game, but it is what it is. Ruben Amorim said that it's not going to probably make it. The Red Devils will also be hoping that Martinez can stay fit, as he's one of the most crucial players in this team, and he's tailor-made for the left center back spot in Ruben Amorim 3-4-3 system. And one thing I can tell you for a fact is that Eddie Heaven will learn very, very crucially from this system and all of that. Then you could also think about the fact that Luke Shaw also has filled in the position for all 11 Premier League games so far, but Martinez's return could trigger a reshuffle. Shaw has played majority of his career as left back and could now be handed a fresh opportunity as a left wing back. I mean, he's been pushing up and high when we play. Patrick Dogo and Diogo Dalot have both had chances in that role, but neither has truly kind of, stamped their authority on it. Based on what we saw in pre-season, Patrick Dogo seemed like one who could actually do magic or do some things there, because he was really working hard in pre-season, doing extra training and stuff. Now it feels like the perfect moment for Amorim to trust Luke Shaw with a genuine run in that position. The head coach also hinted at his positional change today. Not really hinted. He says that he's a smart player. When these guys report things, it just makes you want to I don't know. Yeah, it makes you want to not like reading what they are saying. But the head coach hinted at it, according to what they said. He said via Man United, via his press conference, that he can play there. He's a smart player and he is fit at the moment. So I think it's an option, right? But it is what it is. The thing is that could it be a shock change, a shock lit charge for the World Cup spot? That's why they actually put out that news. Thomas Tuchel may have a relatively settled England squad, but left back remains the one position still wide open. Nico O'Reilly, Jed Spence and Miles Lewis-Kelly have all auditioned during recent international break, yet none has fully kind of convinced the England boss. Shaw's potential switch to left wing back position could also allow Tuchel to show faith in the 30-year-old. The 10.5 million rated, how is he? His ratings and where did you get these ratings from? Come on, these guys are super interesting when it comes to the analysis of players' ratings and pricing and all of those things. Like, are you serious right now? 10.5 million rated, like, come on, man. It is what it is. Anyway, that's your take and your opinion. Luke Shaw has 34 England caps to his name, and will bring experience to the pack basically. His cultured left foot can whip dangerous curling crosses into the box at any moment. He also possesses the vision to break lines with incisive defense splitting passes, and that one you can't take it away from him. He just hasn't stayed fully fit. This is the first time he's staying fit for a long period of time. He also possesses the vision to break lines with incisive passes. After a sluggish start to the campaign, to which campaign? Is it the same campaign we're all watching? Luke Shaw has been really good all through. Like, I've watched him in preseason. I was pretty impressed with his improvement. Shaw has begun to rediscover his trademark qualities. He's always had that. It's just basically taking some time, and people didn't really notice it. United have suffered from the lack of England representation recently, and only Loni Marcus Rashford was called up for the October and November fixtures. Yeah, for me, I'm not even bothered, because I also think that we don't really have so many English players that can represent Man United in England national team. Kobienu, Harry Maguire is injured, hamstring injury, and hasn't been called up in the last couple of weeks because he's been injury prone. Mason Mount, injury prone as well. So you can't say we really have not had English representation, but it is what it is. How many English players do we have in the first team squad? Mason Mount, Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire. That's it. Right? Who else? Tom Heaton, you want to call him an England international? He's probably retired from international football. He hasn't been called in a while, but it is what it is. So that's pretty much all on Shaw. Just pretty much saying that Luke Shaw could be called to play as left wing back and all of that. So let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. We're getting somewhere right now, and this is just basically, like I said, a packed show. We're trying to squeeze everything within the hour so that we can now enjoy good conversations, and let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. Now, another news, this is posted on Sportsmo, that Man United are in a race to sign Crystal Palace attacker. Yeah, Man United are in a race to sign Crystal Palace attacker. Liverpool are among the clubs reportedly keeping an eye on Crystal Palace attacker, or Crystal Palace striker, Jean-Philippe Mateta. Now, my question to you is, what do Liverpool want? They have Isak. They have Hugo Ekitike. Two strikers that is signed to altogether combined £200 million. What do you want? But it is what it is. Man United are not, going for Mateta, but it's the news. I will have to bring it to you. The 28-year-old has become the key player for Crystal Palace in the past few seasons. He scored against Man United, and I hated the fact that he did that. And he has shown, terrific goal scoring consistency in the past 2 seasons. Obviously, he's primarily proven he understands the game, he understands the system. He even plays in the 3-4-3 system, so he understands what it means. The Frenchman has 18 months left on his contract. His current deal at the Selhurst Park, and has yet to sign a contract extension with the South London club. Mateta was linked with a move to Manchester United during the summer. We brought you that news. We analyzed it and everything. The Red Devils are still reportedly interested in securing his services. According to the report by Cut Offside, Liverpool and Arsenal are the leading teams that could genuinely be interested in Mateta if he does not sign a new contract. Mateta is reportedly in talks with Palace over a new contract, but mixed messages are emerging about his willingness to sign. Having lost Ebericheze in the summer, Maguire is set to depart in either in January or the next summer as a free agent. Palace would be willing to do everything they can to convince Mateta to stay put. But reports also claim that Premier League rivals Tottenham Hotspur and Newcastle United are also keeping tabs on his situation. What do Newcastle need? They have Voltamadi. Won't that stunt his progress and stuff? I mean, excuse me. Let me know your thoughts and feeling in that anyway. Isn't it interesting, speaking of Newcastle, that Alexander Isak left Newcastle and has even flopped at Liverpool and flopped at the national team level? It is interesting. In the last game, he sat on the bench, but yeah, it is what it is. Let's keep it going. So Liverpool or Manchester United, who is more likely to get at Mateta? The Reds basically bolstered their forward department with the sign of, which is Liverpool basically, bolstered their forward line with the sign of Hugo Ekitike and Alexander Isak, with Cody Gakpo and Mohamed Salah. Also capable of playing as a lone forward, but Arne Slot find his best system to integrate both his summer recruits, mainly due to Isak's fitness. And it also comes as a big surprise that the Reds would look to sign another striker to overcompensate the matter when urgent attention is needed elsewhere, especially in the midfield and then on the wings as well. United added depth in their forward line with Benjamin Sesko and Matthijs de Ligt, but Amorim could be interested in adding another striker next summer, especially if the Red Devils qualify for European competitions, because we might need more legs and we need more people in the forward line. That is pretty interesting. That's going to be interesting to see. Rasmus Højlund also is certain to leave, while Joshua Zirkzee could also be sold in the January window, which I don't want to happen. I want Joshua Zirkzee to do well at Man United, but it is what it is. This also means that Man United can afford to bring another striker, and Mateta could be a terrific option. Yeah, what do you guys think about Mateta? He's 28. He has wealth of experience. It would be good learning for Benjamin Sesko if you look at it from the grand scheme of things. But yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, Jean-Philippe Mateta, you know, being one of the players, I mean, the strikers for Manchester United, is it a good deal? Is it one that Man United can actually take advantage of? Yeah, let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. Also, the next one we have on our list here is that I had to put this one because it was pretty interesting. I saw the headline and I wanted to kind of, I did a skim and scan through, and then I wanted to kind of, you know, analyze it for you guys and talk about it and all of that. So basically, this is the truth on, this is what I titled it, or what it's titled, what the title came to. The truth on Amorim's stance towards the 32 million a year superstar. Yeah, once you hit 32 million a year, you know that that's almost an impossible move. And this was posted on our goal, basically, by Cut Offside, and how it's a rumor, but we'll react to it live. How Manchester United feel about Ruben Amorim's interest in star who earns 32 million euros a year. Now, Manchester United have been linked with a move for Robert Lewandowski. Yeah. Manchester United have been, let me repeat it again. Manchester United have been linked with a move for Robert Lewandowski from Barcelona. According to a report from Fichajes, you all know what I think about Fichajes and his takes until he gets one right. It's like throwing sticky stuff on the wall and hoping that they all stick, or one sticks. Yeah. So, or throwing mud at the wall and hoping that it sticks, right? According to reports from Fichajes, Ruben Amorim is interested in signing an experienced experienced Polish international, but the Red Devils are basically hoping to bring in younger players with more potential. So basically just chipping in Man United in Lewandowski and then telling us that Man United will sign young players. They are not prepared to invest a huge amount of money in the Barcelona star, who is also actually injury prone. Also, it will be a short-term acquisition, and Man United are looking to build for the future. So the report has it that the Portuguese manager Ruben Amorim is keen on Lewandowski. The Portuguese manager feels that Lewandowski transforms Man United immediately and helps them compete at the highest level, and it remains to be seen whether he can convince the club hierarchy to make the move for the Barcelona star. That's a lie, but it is what it is. The 37-year-old is certainly one of the best strikers of his generation. His generation is gone. His generation was in this Zlatan Ibrahimovic generation. He has also proven himself at multiple clubs, and there is no doubt that multiple clubs, 3 clubs. These guys. Anyway, he's proven himself at multiple clubs, and there's no doubt that he's good enough for the Premier League, and he could also prove to be an excellent acquisition in the short term. Lewandowski's move could be a gamble. That's the opinion. However, the player's 32 million euros per season is what he earns. It is a huge amount of money for a player who is in the twilight stage of his career, very injury prone as well. Let's not miss that. There is no guarantee that he will be a raging success at the Premier League. Honestly, just chip in Man United and then your news blows. It will be a gamble, and it's no surprise that Man United are skeptical. Yeah, but at first you started with Amorim is interested about making the move. They need more quality in depth in the attacking unit, yes, and more quality, including back operations in the midfield. They have signed Benjamin Sesko recently, but they should look to move for another striker in the coming weeks, which is they've come out to disprove that. Obviously, adding another goal scorer would be ideal for them, and it could help, them finish the season strongly. Sesko is still adapting to English football, and it remains to be seen how the situation develops. He will do well and he will succeed at Manchester United, whether they like it or not. He will do well. Now to the last two news that we have to analyze for you. We're going to talk about this one. We've talked about it all week. We'll talk about it again, and probably this is going to be probably an opinion piece, but we have to talk about it, right? So Joao Gomes. Joao Gomes' move will be an underrated success story for INEOS. He was born to play in the Premier League, and that is what Dan Coombs is saying. The Brazilian midfielder Joao Gomes is back on Manchester United's radar. He's been on Manchester United's radar for the last 2 weeks. It could be a shrewd move, and it all started like a rumor. Someone just posted it, and then the big ones just picked it up. It's no secret that central midfield is a priority for Manchester United to strengthen. This was posted in United in Focus, but it could be, the toughest to solve. United have identified several top Premier League targets. I think I was supposed to analyze something with Real United Talk Show, but he's unavoidably absent, so. But we'll talk about it. I think there are 6 midfielders on the list: Anderson, Carlos Baleba, Adam Wharton, now Joao Gomes, and the next one we're going to talk about last. All these are going to be highly expensive and unlikely to be available in January. Now, Wolves midfielder Joao Gomes is an alternative option. Portuguese newspaper Record, which I saw, where most of the things that have to do with this guy. Record claimed that he's valued at around 44 million. Talked about it. However, it is uncertain whether they could sell him mid-season either. Ranked bottom of the Premier League, Wolves have just replaced their manager, and selling a coveted midfielder will, like Gomez, mid-season could actually be a move to self-sabotage. The only temptation for them is the cash. Whether they believe that they could reinvest the money to strengthen in multiple areas, again, not easy in January. Now, Joao Gomes' move should appeal to Manchester United. Whether the move is possible for Joao Gomes is yet to be determined, but it is quite clear that the midfielder would be a useful asset for Manchester United. Gomes, who is 24, is a Brazil international with 10 caps to his name since making his Seleção debut last year. Crucially, there is no adaptation period required if the move to Manchester United comes through. A problem for some clubs, a problem for some of the club's previous foreign imports, right? So it's kind of like a plug and play, as Jason Wilcox will always say. Gomes has already acclimatized to the Premier League, making 103 appearances for Wolves, and his acquisition would also follow the path of former teammate Matthijs Cunha, who would also help him settle in Manchester. He's played in that position before. He's played in that basically he's played in the 3-4-3 formation before. He plays as central midfielder, defensive midfielder, and an attacking midfielder. So speaking to Wolves media earlier this season, Gomes reflected, "I think the way I play goes hand in hand with the league's pace." There's a stock guy, short but really fast and good on the ball. The matches are more physical and there is more fight over the ball, so I would say so. I think I was born to play here. And that's pretty much coming from the Brazilian league, where it's also physical as well and fast-paced and all of that. A lot of skills, and you have no time on the ball. You have players who are basically playing through the wire and playing to the last minute, trying to injure themselves and stuff. So it's physical, and he's well suited for it. Now, the old-fashioned view of Brazilian players as solely flamboyant flair players who are too lightweight for the English game is outdated nowadays, demonstrated by Manchester United midfielder Casemiro. Gomes is more Casemiro than Kleberson, and clearly embraces the scrappier side of the game with serious experience already under his belt in the Premier League. He could hit the ground running at Manchester United. Now, how Gomes compares to Carlos Baleba, which is another link. This season, Joao Gomes' performances compare credibly against, the more expensively touted alternative, Carlos Baleba. Gomes has created more chances and made more than twice as many tackles as the Brighton midfielder. If you look at it, matches played 11 for both Gomes and Baleba. Minutes played 836 for Gomes, who has played more than Carlos Baleba, 650. Goals or assists, they have 0-0. Pass completion rate 86 for Gomes to 85 for Carlos Baleba. You have chances created 5 for Gomes to 2 for Carlos Baleba. And tackles, that's where you see where his game is. Basically, he's been involved in a lot. And there's another player in Man United that's involved in a lot of tackles, and that's Casemiro. So he's more of a Casemiro than, it would be a Kleberson if you can refer to all players that have played for Manchester United. So total tackles 27 for Gomes and 12 for Carlos Baleba. And then you have interceptions 11 for Gomes and 10 for Carlos Baleba. But both players are ranked differently. Both are at the bottom. So INEOS might even end up signing more than just one midfielder next summer, which is what I want. Manuel Gate's woeful form showing that he could head out, obviously, along with Casemiro's expiring contract. The thing is, Gomes needs Ugarte needs to fix up. He needs to fix up almost immediately, because I think this is the season where if he doesn't show what he's made of, then he's gone, right? Gomes is not the biggest name, but could be a shrewd addition, a clever signing who could be part of the solution as midfield. As Man United midfield reconstruction is ongoing. Ugarte has struggled to adapt to English football since his move from PSG, and this is a hurdle Gomes has already overcome. For me, I feel like maybe he send Ugarte to Wolves. He probably would evolve there and play well there, and then we can now assess him from there. Maybe send him on loan to Wolves. Wolves might need such a player like that. It's very combative as well. Ugarte I love, but I just hope that he turns up, or he comes up with the goods. So let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section as we build towards the Everton game. Now to the last story of the day, which we're going to analyze before we move on. Ruben Neves, Manchester United target, makes decision on Premier League move. This is basically posted by the People's Person. So that was I just a quick Google search to find out where it was first posted and what this is all about. And you have Ruben Neves, Manchester United target, makes PL move. Manchester United's midfield problems are starting to bite, impacting the side's progress under Ruben Amorim. A new goalkeeper and a revamped attack has made instant impact, helping United remain unbeaten in the last 5 Premier League games. Still, the Red Devils continue to struggle to dominate games, largely because of lack of quality in the middle of the park. After a summer outlay of £225 million, the money keeps increasing every time. The club's hierarchy may not be able to spend recklessly mid-season, but they should definitely try to capitalize on unmissable market opportunities. So this looks like an opinion piece, but then still, I'm not going to discount it. It makes a lot of sense. Manchester United keen on Ruben Neves. That's the question. That's the headline. Recently, People's Person relayed a report claiming that Man United is interested in Ruben Neves, known for his composure. I mean, he showed it in international break. He's such a good player. He's played in the Premier League, so he understands the speed and the pace of the Premier League. And I think Joao Gomes, one of the players from Portugal, was bought in to replace him. So it is what it is. Known for his composure in possession and his ferocious ball striking, the Portugal international left Wolves to join Al Hilal in 2023. Neves' contract in the Saudi Pro League is due to expire next summer, and the technically gifted midfielder could reportedly be on a move to join for just 20 million. Ooh, 20 million euros. Anyway, there are some concerns over his possible wage demands, as the 28-year-old is currently taking home £410,000 a week at Al Hilal. However, a report in Spain suggests money is not going to be holding the deciding factor in all of this. Neves is determined to return to the Premier League. That is what, You know the guy. According to Fichajes, Neves has made it clear that he wants to return to the Premier League, with United believed to be one of the leading candidates for his signature. I hope his guy gets one news, like perfect, right? But let's keep it going. The Portuguese midfielder wants to join an ambitious project and feels that he has an unfinished business in the Premier League. United are considering opening talks over reduced contract terms, as they intend to take advantage of his desire to compete at the highest level, and it's understood that the ex-Wolves star will prioritize sporting matters over financial ones, like playing football over money, right? Figures at Old Trafford reportedly admire Neves because of his technical ability and his leadership qualities. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, and this is not a big deal. The truth is, I like Neves. Neves has cost me some pain also in the past, right? It's cost me some pain in the past. You look at the situation where he played against Man United, and most of the times he played against Man United, he scored, like, you know, those his whipping right foot free kick and all of that. He still makes it in the Portuguese national team. He still plays, despite the fact that Vitinha, who has also played with him at Wolves, is basically starting ahead of him at the Portugal national team. But when he plays, you can see that calming presence, that, you know, ability to actually lead from the front and kind of hold things down for the Portuguese national team. So he's such a good player, and I mean, it would be nice to do a player profile on him, because he has a very long rap sheet with regards to how he plays and, you know, the leadership qualities. And yeah, he's 28 and Bruno is 30. So if he comes next season for 20 million euros or less, then there's a chance, there's a deal to be done. If his contract ends next summer and we get him for 20 million euros in January, yeah, that's a very good acquisition. That would be a very good acquisition in central defensive midfield. He would just be competing with Casemiro, right? And then we can have him for another 3-4 years. Considering he has Premier League experience, he's good with his free kicks and stuff. It would be nice to also see him play with Bruno Fernandes. I'm not opposed to a contract in January, man. This is an option, but I mean, who am I? We're just going to talk about it when we see it, and will Al Hilal let him go? We will see, we'll observe, and all that. So yeah, thank you so much for joining. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you haven't already, please do like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I just thought to bring you this news, this live. I just didn't want to let today pass without giving you something. Yesterday was kind of like a busy day because we had to analyze the match preview for the game and all of that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for joining. If you haven't already, please do like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything. Let me know your thoughts and feelings about all of the news we've analyzed and brought to you today. Put it in the comment section so we can actually have conversations. I always try as much as possible to reply to all of your comments. Even if I don't reply today, I'll reply tomorrow. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, goodbye, and God bless.